Starts.
Friends, it is, I feel, a mark of distinction for me to have been asked to make some initial remarks at the beginning of the sessions of the section on the history of the Punjab. It is, of course, well known that the first geographical name, perhaps the first geographical name that has survived in our history, is Hapta Hindu in Iranian and Sapta Sindhu in Vedic texts. The 7 rivers. It was here even before this name came into use, around late 2nd millennium BC. But before that time, Punjab contained perhaps the largest city of the Indus civilization, Harappa. It is perhaps an accident that the other important Indus city, Mohenjo-daro, in Sindh, has survived better than Harappa. But Harappa too was a major city, and what we call the Indus civilization spread over both Punjab and Sindh and parts of Gujarat. Therefore, Punjab has the distinction of having the first urban culture in our history. We cannot, of course, today say if the language used in Harappa in Punjab and Mohenjo-daro in Sindh was related to any Aryan language, since the Dravidian affiliations seem to be more noticeable. Nevertheless, whether Dravidian or not, the urban history of India begins with the Punjab. And the earliest sections of Vedic literature, perhaps the whole of Rig Veda, was probably written or composed, of course, there was no question of writing at that time, was composed in areas which are now in the Punjab, both on the Pakistan side and on the Indian side. It is the Punjab rivers which are prominent in the Rig Veda. Although subsequent Brahmanical literature, the Upanishads and Puranas onwards, obviously moved towards the Gangetic Valley. The history of the Punjab remains very important for us, also subsequently. The Indo-Aryan migration into the Punjab, which if you forget even the importance of whether we are racially Aryans or not, the fact that all North Indian and many peninsular languages originated out of Vedic Sanskrit makes the Aryan migration into Punjab very important. It is the Punjab territory and rivers which are mentioned in the Rig Veda, and which is, of course, the earliest text known to India. And even in the Iranian text Avesta, composed perhaps along with Rig Veda or soon afterwards, Sindhu or Hindu, the Indus River is a major river, and the Punjab has also its name in the Avesta. The 7 rivers, whatever the language of the 5 rivers. Coming down, Alexander's conquest mainly involved the Punjab and Sindh, and thereby began a very interesting Indo-Greek culture, of which the center was Taxila in the Punjab. Takshashila. The area also came under Mauryan control after the Greek conquests had ended and the Mauryan occupation of the Indus basin took place. So there is also an Ashokan cave inscription, rock inscription in the Punjab, and subsequently the Punjab was occupied by Greek rulers and then the Kushanas. Punjab had perhaps its own language, although as far as we can judge from Ashokan Prakrit inscriptions, rock inscription in the Punjab, as far as the written language was concerned, it was a local dialect of Prakrit, Ashokan Prakrit. And then the Greek language and Greek art came in. And some of the finest sculptures of Greek art are to be found in Taxila in the Punjab. Of course, when I speak of Punjab, I speak of both portions of Punjab, both that is in India and in Pakistan. Taxila, of course, has gone to Pakistan, but it's as much a part of Punjab as it's anything else. One must also remember that Punjab had also cultural importance. It had not only a script of its own, Kharoshti, in which the Punjabi dialect of Prakrit was written, but it was also influenced by Greek culture and Greek art in post-Mauryan times. And some of the finest pieces of Greek art are to be found in Taxila. I still remember reading a passage on a sculpture in Taxila by Marshall, in which he said that I have seen so many Greek sculptures, but they don't compare with this one. So Punjab has given Taxila to the art world. Subsequently, it was here that Al-Biruni studied Indian culture and Indian literature in the 11th century. And his own books show how much knowledge of Sanskrit and Sanskrit was available in Lahore and the other parts of the Punjab at that time, despite the Ghaznavite conquest. Al-Biruni's Kitabul Hind, or the description of ancient Indian culture, what he called Hindu culture, was as K.M. Panekar once said, an event in world history. Such a study of one culture by another, by a great scholar of one culture, that happened in Punjab in the 11th century has probably no parallel in world history. So Al-Biruni was here. Subsequently, Lahore developed as a major city, and as we know, it flourished not only in the times of Delhi Sultanate, but also in Mughal times, not only a large commercial town center, but also quite often the seat and therefore the capital of the vast Mughal Empire. It was in Mughal times, or beginning slightly earlier, the Mansoor period, that Baba Nanak founded Sikhism, one of the major religions of India. I speak of Sikh literature, religious literature, not as a part of Sikh religion alone, but as a part of Indian culture. Though I have only access to Guru Granth Sahib through translations and a Nagari transcription of the original text, I can easily see that it is one of the great scriptures of India. The equality of mankind, the rejection of caste differences, the love of the poor, that is present in the Guru Granth Sahib. Especially also the acknowledgement in that text of other parallel teachings like that of Kabir Das is, I think, without parallel in religious scriptures of any faith. So Punjab also is the fountainhead of Sikhism, which is an essential part of Indian culture today. Subsequently, as I just previously said, Lahore was also one of the three capitals of the Mughal Empire. Its history has been reconstructed. Books had been published on Punjab in the Mughal times. And then, thereafter, the formation of the Punjab state under Ranjit Singh, though owing to British annexation soon after his death, made the history of his kingdom very short. But I still feel that particular development, the political embodiment of the Punjab through Ranjit Singh's kingdom, is an important development that must always be studied seriously. It is, I think, one of the difficulties of research today that the history of Punjab in Mughal times and even in Ranjit Singh's time is so largely embodied in Persian documents and Persian chronicles. And increasingly I see, with much regret, that classical Persian is not being read today. I hope that this tendency will be overcome, because without classical Persian we cannot read, we cannot reconstruct the regional history of many parts of the country, including the Punjab. After all, most of the land documents, even business documents, prose, and even poetry of the Punjab of that time is in Persian. Finally, we come to modern times. Ranjit Singh's kingdom and its violent annexation by the East India Company. Both are important aspects to be studied in modern Indian history. It is, I recognize, a difficult task to reconstruct the histories of many of these kingdoms, because one doesn't have to know Punjabi but also Persian in order to reconstruct the administration of Ranjit Singh's time. And as I've said before, it is important for us today to realize that much of the history of our country, including that of Punjab, from our 1200 to almost 1850, lies in Persian documents and Persian texts. And I therefore hope that when we are reconstructing the history of the Punjab, we will pay attention also to Sanskrit and Prakrit, and as far as medieval and Mughal times are concerned, to Persian, along with, of course, the Punjabi language as it grew out of the Guru Granth Sahib. I am very happy that this session is being held in the history of the Punjab, and I am sure that the papers read here would make a very valuable contribution to the reconstruction of the history of this very important region of both India and Pakistan. Thank you.